Once upon a time, in a quiet meadow where the clover grew thick and sweet, lived a little lamb named Barnaby. Barnaby was as soft as a cotton puff, with tiny golden hooves and fluffy wool that smelled like wild lavender. As the evening sun dipped below the rolling green hills, painting the sky in shades of warm peach and rose, Barnaby rested his chin upon a bed of cool moss. The breeze drifted gently through the leaves, carrying a sweet lullaby, and the whole world began to slow down, welcoming the peaceful night. Above the meadow, the sky transformed into a tapestry of velvety purple and soft lavender. High up in the tranquil dusk, delicate white clouds floated like tufts of spun sugar, catching the very last rays of golden starlight. The tall meadow grasses swayed in a gentle, rhythmic dance, whispering soft secrets to the sleepy blossoms below. Every leaf rustled with a quiet tenderness, and a deep stillness settled over the hills. The night sky stretched wide and serene, inviting every little dream to begin its gentle journey across the warm evening air. Barnaby cuddled deeper into his cozy patch of clover and looked up into the peaceful sky. He decided to count the friendly clouds as they drifted by to help his eyes drift close. 1. Barnaby whispered softly to himself, noticing a plump little cloud that looked just like a comfy feather pillow floating near the horizon. The pillow cloud drifted so slowly, carried by the calmest evening breeze. Barnaby let out a gentle sigh of contentment, feeling a sweet warmth envelop his woolly tiny body as the meadow sang a quiet hush. Then came a second cloud, sailing gracefully across the twilight canvas. It looked like a sleepy little sailboat gliding across an ocean of night blue, trailing sparkles of faint starlight behind its gentle tail. A soft wind hummed a tender song through the willow trees, carrying the clouds softly toward the glowing silver moon. The night grew darker and warmer, wrapping the entire meadow in a quiet embrace. Down below, the tiny flowers closed their petals tight, preparing for sweet dreams, as the whole world sang a quiet hush. 2, murmured Barnaby, his tiny voice light and sweet as a lullaby. He blinked his big dark eyes very slowly, feeling his eyelids growing heavier with every passing breath. Right above him, a third cloud floated into view, shaped like a big fluffy blanket stretching across the glittering sky. It looked so cozy and warm, as if the sky itself was putting on a soft quilt for sleep. Barnaby tucked his small black hooves under his tummy, snuggling further into the tender clover, feeling safe and tucked in beneath the stars. A gentle mother breeze fluttered past the meadow, rustling the grass like a tender hand smoothing down a blanket. She carried the faint fragrance of nighttime blossoms and sleepy mist from the quiet stream nearby. Higher above, the moonlight scattered silvery dust upon the sleeping clouds, making them shimmer with a calming, pearly light. Everything in the world felt perfectly still and safe. The distant hills rested under the blanket of night, and the stars shone down like tiny nightlights watching over every sleeping creature, as the meadow sang a quiet hush. 3, whispered Barnaby softly, his voice drifting into a long, cozy yawn. He watched a tiny fourth cloud, small and round like a sleepy little kitten, curled up right beside the golden glowing moon. Barnaby sighed a happy sigh, feeling warm from his tiny woolly head to his little tail. He was feeling so delightfully drowsy now, surrounded by the sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine and soft grass. The whole sky seemed to be cuddling up together, preparing to sleep, and Barnaby felt ready to drift away into lovely dreams too. The sky was now filled with a dreamy blanket of silver clouds and twinkling stars, glowing softly in the quiet dark. A silver dust of light rested upon the tranquil pond, where tiny ripples danced in slow, soothing circles before coming to rest. The nocturnal world was fully at peace, wrapped in a blanket of warm stillness and tender calm. Every bird was tucked into its nest, every butterfly rested under a green leaf, and the night held the world in a loving, quiet warmth that promised safe and peaceful resting all night long. Barnaby slowly closed his eyes, his heart filled with deep, cozy comfort. He did not need to count any more clouds, for he was already wrapped in the sweetest blanket of sleep. He rested his fluffy head on the soft moss, feeling completely safe and loved under the wide, starry night. The wind whispered a soft good night through the grass, and the moon beamed down a warm kiss upon his woolly head. Good night, little clouds, good night, twinkling stars, good night, peaceful meadow, and good night, sweet Barnaby. Sleep tight, little one, sweet dreams till morning comes. The stars are watching over you now. Subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Good night, sleep tight.